Oh, I had choices there. Anyway, good morning. This is week 4 of our restorative yoga series on springing into summer. And actually, it's perfect to end on this week. The summer solstice was at 11:32 p.m. on Sunday evening, meaning that then it was the longest day of the year. The sun took its longest path around the earth or the earth around the sun. And it's a time when people, in certain worlds celebrate the sun. I heard there was a big gathering at Stonehenge in England that was kind of against pandemic rules, but people honor the sun. They look at all the great properties of the sun, the heat and the intensity and the light, and a time to honor the light within the world and the light within yourself. Often we think about the light in ourselves in our solar plexus, which is just a couple of inches above the navel. And that's kind of the seat of our personal power. And it's a time of year of remembering that within the world and within ourselves and allowing our own light to shine. But it also comes with issues that can happen with the intense heat, the intense light we've talked about the last few weeks, that you also can get overwhelmed. Your body can physically get overwhelmed, you can overheat, and you get sunburned, and that can lead to digestive issues and also emotional issues. Short to anger, maybe resentment, fiery tempers, all from too much heat. So it's really important to we can use our yoga practice and our ability to become aware of ourselves and to check within to guide us as we enter the summer, to let us check in with ourselves. Oh my goodness, I'm way too hot, I need to go sit under a tree, or I need to go lie down, or I need to get out of the sun. Remembering that in our Vedic, which is the science of life, that's the sister science of yoga, it's suggested that you rise with the sun, just like the settlers did. Their days based around the sun. So they were up early in the summer, go to bed when it gets dark, and avoid, the heat of the sun. I think that's how summer siesta, the siesta season happened, avoiding heavy exercise, heavy activity outside between 10 and 2. It's also when the sun is the strongest, you run the risk of burning and of overheating. So choosing to exercise early in the morning or at dusk, choosing foods that are light and easy to digest, foods that don't require a lot of heating, cool foods, whether they're cool in texture or cool to eat. So honoring seasonal fruit, seasonal foods, lots of leafy greens, lots of parsley and mint, using parsley and maybe not parsley in the water, but mint in your water, cucumber, things like oranges, lemons, limes, citrus really helps. We have to really up our hydration in the summer, because we do sweat more. So that's all really important things to do. And, go to the farmers markets and take care of our farmers, but it's also our digestive system wants to eat seasonally. So it's important to do that. And to move with the sun. So, get up, ground yourself, do some breath work, and we're going to do a little bit of that as we start this morning. So I invite you to come to a chair to sit, or if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, that's fine, but any sort of comfortable seated position. This might be some things you might want to do if you find that you're out and you're overheating, or whether it's emotionally, whether it's physically, that you need to come inside and cool off, whether you need to get out of the sun and go under a tree or an umbrella, as I said. Take a few moments to ground yourself down with the earth. The springtime was the time that we did that. We honored the earth element. We honored, establishing roots, and we can't forget about that. as we move into summer. So when summer gets too much for us, then come to sitting, lie down, feel the earth. So begin this morning. You can begin lying down, you can begin sitting down, but just spread your feet or spread your back body. Spread your buttocks if you're sitting on the floor. And just feel the floor underneath you. Feel the earth. Feel the stability. Feel the coolness. Close your eyes if you can. And begin to gaze within. Yoga is not about standing on your head or turning your limbs into a pretzel. Yoga is about becoming aware of yourself, becoming aware of your body, your breath, your mind, and your spirit. Take a few moments, beginning of the day, different times during the day, or this morning at the beginning of our practice. Shut down your eyes and take your awareness inward. Have your spine straight, lift your ribs off of your waist, and grow tall from the buttocks all the way to the crown of the head. If you're lying down either on a couch to do this practice this morning or on the floor, get a sense that you're aligned, that your shoulders are level, that your feet are level. Bring your attention to your breath. Slow, gentle, even inhales and exhales. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly of your solar plexus. Inhale with softness, exhale with ease. Going at your own pace, honoring how you are this morning. Inhaling, the belly rises. Exhaling, the belly drops in. Whether the navel goes towards the spine or you feel a grounding down. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the sound of the breath. Noticing where it is in your body without any judgment. Not trying to change it. Inhaling and exhaling. I then invite you to take your hand and close your right nostril, if that's available to you this morning. And continue your soft, gentle breaths in and out through the left nostril. The left side of our body, the left nostril, helps us to engage with our lunar, our moon side, our cooling, darker side. It helps us ultimately connect with our light. Using your fingers, you don't completely close that right nostril. You just softly close it. Breathing in and out through the left. This is a practice you can do at any time. If you feel yourself overheating, if you find yourself unable to sleep, roll to your right side. And focus your breath on your left nostril, in and out at your own pace. After your next complete exhalation, bring your hands down and just take a couple of breaths back between both nostrils and notice if you feel any different. You feel more grounded. You may feel more awkward because it's the first time you did that. But give it a try. And now let go of the breath. Slowly open your eyes. For those that are sitting, let's begin to roll your shoulders in one direction. Don't need to be sitting in a chair. You can be doing this continuing to sit on the floor. Just roll your shoulders in the other direction, just beginning to warm up the physical body. Now we're going to do some arm movements with our breath. We're going to inhale the arms up, exhaling, bringing them down. Again, inhaling, reaching up towards the sun, exhaling, bringing that energy down to the earth. Inhaling up again, exhaling, dropping forward, dropping your head, rounding forward. Inhaling, reaching up towards the sun. Exhaling, grounding down towards the earth. Again, inhaling up. Exhaling, dropping the head, pulling that belly in. Engage that solar plexus. Inhale, raise the breastbone. Raise the arms, salute the sun. Exhale, arms back down. One more time, and we'll draw this energy to our heart. Inhaling the arms up, reaching up to the sunlight. Exhaling, drawing that energy to our heart. Hook your thumbs right into that heart center, right to your breastbone. Squeeze the palms together. You could even, if you're lying down, just have your hands over your heart, one on top of the other. Drop the head ever so slightly. Shower the brain cells down to the heart, blessing your practice this morning. Honoring the sunlight. And slowly let go of your arms, raise your head, open your eyes. And we'll, if you aren't down on, if you're seated on a chair, we're going to get off of our chair and move our chair off to the side. We're going to come down onto the floor and set up our goddess pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to use our pillows, some towels, some blankets, something to cover our eyes if you'd like. I'm just going to tilt my camera down a little bit more. Most of you are familiar with this cobbler's pose, but I'll just remind you, I'm going to take my two pillows. I may or may not wrap them in a towel just to give them a little bit more stability. I'm going to set up a little bit staggered. So the lower part is going to tuck into my tailbone. I want no space between my tailbone and this lower pillow. If you do have a yoga bolster, some of you may have that. You can use books or blocks or pillows underneath and just have your bolster. We want about a 30-degree angle, but we can certainly build up our bed pillows like this. We can give it a little bit more stability. I'm going to use a second towel for my head. So it's going to support my head and my neck. I'm going to have pillows at the side that I'm going to tuck right into my thighs and my shins. So this is not about how wide your legs will open. I want you to feel cupped or supported. So to come into the pose, I'm going to almost be sitting and having my tailbone right connected with my pillows. I'm going to have the soles of my feet together. I'm going to tuck my pillows right in, supporting my thighs and my shins. Bring myself down gently and using my extra support. So my head is like a ski slope. My forehead is higher than my nose, which is higher than my chin. My hands can rest on my thighs. My elbows can be supported on my pillows, and then my hands here. So I'm very supported. I'm not reaching out. I'm drawing inward. If this is unavailable for your hips, you can always have your legs out straight And if at any time it gets uncomfortable, this is always an option. You can roll something and put it under your knees if you wish. But for those that can, I invite you to have this position, which allows our belly, our solar plexus, to be soft. Really helps with digestion. When you've made the shape of the pose, take a few moments to notice, what do I need? And then close your eyes softly. I will mind the time. If you'd like, you can use your face cloth and cover your eyes. Just your eyes only, not your nose. And take a few moments to ask yourself, what do I need? Is my head comfortable? Remembering that the head is the most important part of the body to be supported. If you only have one pillow, put it under your head. Let the face be soft. Let the belly be soft. Allow the belly to melt left to the left, right to the right. Let your shoulder blades melt down your back. With each exhalation, let the backs of the shoulders become heavy. Inhaling and exhaling around the navel. Noticing the breath at the end of the inhalation allows the belly to rise and the sides of the chest to move apart. And then we exhale and the chest drops. The ribs come close together and the belly drops. Let go of all the organs in the belly and allow them to soften. And then draw your attention to your heart center, to that physical space, that space at our breastbone. And I invite you to visualize a white light over your heart. Maybe notice the sound of your heart. Notice the spreading of the breastbone as you inhale and exhale. That white light grows brighter and whiter with each cycle of breath. The white light then fills the whole physical heart and the spiritual heart, the left and the right sides of our chest. And visualize that white light filling our emotional heart, which is between our shoulder blades. That part of our heart that is resting on our supports. And allow that space to fill with that light and melt and open. You may notice that the light can change from white to pink or red. And just be with that. As we settle in this morning with some loving kindness to ourselves, may my heart be open. May my heart be filled with love. May my heart be free. May my heart be open. May my heart be filled with love. May my heart be free. Notice the vibrations of those words. Open, love, free. Allow that to expand in your whole being. If you find yourself distracted, or bring yourself back to your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. May my heart be open. May my heart be filled with love. May my heart be free. Inhaling softly. Exhaling completely. Take a few moments to continue to notice the white light that's filling your heart space, your entire being. And draw that energy of openness, love, and freedom back to your heart. Mentally prepare yourself to move. Take your hands to the outside of the knees and close your legs like you'd be closing the pages of a book. You can either keep your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, or if you need to extend your legs, you can do that as well. I invite you to roll to your right side and spend a couple of moments on your side before opening your eyes, keeping your gaze soft and low. Use your hands to bring yourself back up to sitting. Raising the head last. And as you sit, find a comfortable seated position on the floor, whether your legs are out stretched or whether they're slightly bent, or whether you're sitting. Some people like to sit like this. Most of us are probably sitting. We're going to take the left hand and cross it over to the right knee. Bring our right hand behind. We're going to inhale and grow tall like there was a string coming out of the crown of the head all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, and we're going to turn the ribs to the right. Keep your head centered with the breastbone. Honor your neck. Inhale and grow tall. Exhale and continue to turn. One last time. Inhale. Exhale. And turn the head a little bit towards the right, as long as you don't have any neck issues. Gazing towards the right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling here. And then slowly uncurling, bring yourself back to center. Realign yourself. So am I sitting squarely on my left and my right buttocks? You take the right hand and cross it to the left. Left hand reaches behind. Once more, inhale and grow tall. Exhaling, turning the ribs to the left. Inhaling, growing tall through the crown of the head, lifting the ribs off of the waist. Exhale, soften and turn. When you feel you've come all the way, turn your head towards the left shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling. And then slowly uncurl, bring yourself back forward. We're going to come into a side lying position. Let me demonstrate. We're going to take apart our setup here. Keep everything handy. We're going to use our two pillows again and our maybe our towel. This is going to support my head. I'm going to be on my left side here, so I'm facing the camera. I can use this in between my legs or between my feet. I'm going to rest all my ribs on this blanket, or this pillow, I mean. So it's going to support my waist and all my ribs, but my armpit and my shoulder is above the pillow. My arm is outstretched. I'm going to use my pillow at an angle, so it's going to support my head. And my right arm is going to be forward. I'm going to pull in another towel or pillow and place my right hand on top. I want my forehead higher than my chin, and the back of my neck and skull are long. So set up your pillows that way and come down onto your left side. We're not lying directly on the shoulder, but our side of our waist, our upper, like our right side, are facing towards the ceiling. My waist is free. My arms are supported. And I'm going to breathe here. Each time allowing the hips to become heavier, to allow the hips to move away from the shoulders with each exhale. until I begin to notice my breath in my side body. Begin to close your eyes softly. Inhaling and exhaling. And then even let go of the breath a bit. And be this shape. Notice the breath in the right ribs, in the right waist. Let the breath fill those spaces and rest. We're going to move to the other side. A couple of choices. You can open your eyes softly and use your hands to bring yourself back up to sitting and turn yourself around. Or if you're lying on your left side, you can just roll over, shift your buttocks behind you, and use your pillow again to support the whole right side of your ribs, the whole right side of your body. Lay the whole right rib cage down on this pillow and rest your head on your second pillow. Roll slightly off of the bottom shoulder so it's not uncomfortable. And reach both arms in front of you. Stack your fingers and hands on top of each other. And allow the top arm to be supported. Opening up that armpit chest. Opening up the side body. Allowing our breath in this position to create space and room for softening. Breathe this shape. And then let go of your breath. And just be. If you find yourself distracted, again, come back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Mentally prepare yourself to move. Remembering to keep your head low, your gaze soft and low as you move in between poses in your restorative practice. Use your arm to bring yourself back up to sitting. Raising your head last. We want to keep our nervous system quiet as we move between poses and before we enter our day again. We're going to take up a simple legs up the wall pose, knowing that we all may be in the middle of the room and not near a wall. So I'm just going to show you for those that, I notice some of you are close to a couch or an ottoman or a coffee table. So a way to do this without, moving around a lot, for those that, want to go to a wall and are familiar with that, I invite you to do that, remembering that anyone with high blood pressure or eye issues should not put their legs up on the wall. We're not going to elevate our pelvis here. We're just going to lay flat. Our low back is just going to be flat. So if you're at an ottoman or a couch or a chair, you can just use your pillows to form a wall. So this will be my support. I'm going to use my towel, my large beach towel, or another pillow to support my head. So I have a couple of choices here. I'll demonstrate both. I've also got a cloth to cover my eyes. So I'm going to sit sideways as close as I can to my pillows or my wall. This is not about having your legs straight up like that. You need to have very loose hamstrings here. So they can even be here. If you don't like your legs completely up with your knees open, you can always just bend your knees softly and have them supported on your ottoman or your couch cushions or the chair seat. So I have this towel that I can bring in to support my neck and my head. I could also use a pillow as an option. I'm going to use this to cover my eyes. This is a really great pose for if you're overheated or you're tired. You need to cool down. If you've been up on your feet, if you've been traveling, really good for jet lag. So allow the legs to be supported or the calves to be supported. Allow the head to be supported. Try and level yourself off between the left and the right buttocks. And then close your eyes. And once more, notice the earth underneath you. Let go of the back body and allow it to settle in to the earth. The stability and the coolness. Once again, there should be no tension in the legs. This is once again not a pose about stretching the backs of the legs, how straight that they can be. Keep your legs together if you can. And allow the weight of your legs to drop down into your hip bones. So each exhalation is a drawing inward, drawing down towards the earth, coming deep within to our hip joints, letting our shoulder blades and our tailbone sink and be supported, feel grounded. Rest here. The earth and the universe has you. Remembering that these poses should not be uncomfortable. If you're feeling any pinching or any part of the body that's speaking to you, you need to come out of the pose or find extra support. Restorative yoga is about letting go, not about being more. I invite you to do less, particularly in the heat and the intensity of the summer season. Do less. Become more. Inhale softly. Exhale with ease. Deepen each inhale and exhale ever so slightly in preparation to move. Imagine you're moving through cooling, dark mud. So your movements are deliberate and slow. Draw one knee in towards the chest, the other knee in towards the chest. Move your navel down towards the spine and roll to your right side. Take a couple of breaths here. When you're ready, open your eyes and keep your gaze soft. Use your arms to bring yourself back up to sitting. And we're going to move into Shavasana. Shavasana is our final resting pose this morning. It is a time where our body, breath, and mind integrate the positions we've been in, the openness and receptivity that we've experienced. So use something to support your head, remembering that when you lie down, you don't want the front of the neck to be open. You want the back of the head to be long. You want the chin to be level. So if you lie down on the floor, you don't want to be poking up, because that makes our nervous system be awake. We want our gaze to be inward. So use something under your head. Sometimes in restorative yoga, you feel like you've made kind of a slumber party and a bit of a mess. So for Shavasana, it's nice if you can move things that you're not going to use out of the way. Now, Shavasana is the time where we can use a lot of things too. So This is the pose that you may want to cover your feet. If you get cool, or if you're practicing in your house and you've got your air conditioning on cool, we normally stay in Shavasana about 15 minutes and our body does cool down. That's why it's a perfect antidote for a hot summer day, is to take time to come inward and cool ourselves off mentally and physically. So I'm going to use another pillow for underneath my knees. I could roll up something to rest under my ankles if I have lots of things, so that my ankles are going to be supported. I'll have this for my feet. I'm going to come down, make my way down slowly. I have these extra pillows that I can have my elbows resting on the floor and my hands supported. If my arms are shorter, I could always just rest my whole arms to make my shoulders soft. I'll use once again my face cloth or my towel to cover my eyes, or an eye bag. And you'll notice that nothing else is touching me. So I invite you to move into Shavasana, a position that speaks to you this morning, position that you feel that you can relax and restore. Take a few moments to set yourself up, knowing that, ideally you should be here 20 minutes to allow the biochemical reactions to happen internally, so the brain quiets. You can stay in Shavasana for as long as you want, and your family allows. So make your way down to the floor. You could also do this on couch if you find getting to the floor uncomfortable. Just prop your head up with some cushions from your couch or a bed pillow. Place something under your knees. And lie yourself down on your couch. Be mindful of rest. Our bodies need to rest and digest. And particularly in the summer, we need to balance the high energy of the sun and of the summer. We need to balance that by keeping our body, breath, and our minds cool and calm. So Shavasana is an opportunity to do that. Once again, feel the earth below and allow your whole back body to drop onto your floor or onto your couch. And then let your front body drop to your back body. Allow the shoulders to be heavy, shoulder blades to melt. Allow the buttocks to spread and the tailbone to sink. Soften the belly, let it melt left to the left, right to the right. Imagine a cool breeze across your forehead, softening any lines there. Allow the eyes to drop deeper and deeper into the eye sockets. And all the muscles of the face to melt from the cheekbones, from the bridge of the nose to behind the ears. Letting go. Give in to this position. Then let go of the breath. If you do get distracted, notice your thought, maybe label it thinking, and invite it to go. If you become very distracted, you can just count your breath, continuing to rest deeply. Letting go. And let the light of goodness fill every parts of your being. Letting go of the physical body. Letting go of the emotional body. Letting go of the mental body. Of the energy body and your breath. Slowly begin to deepen your breathing. Continuing to inhale and exhale with softness and ease. Before moving, notice the space and the light that shines within. Knowing that it's always shining. Knowing that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Beginning to move away from our center, that deep knowing. But realizing that you can come back to it at any time. As you slowly expand the breath, notice how the prana, the life force, moves into the body again. Maybe invite you to move the fingers or toes or slide the head side to side, whatever speaks to you. Keeping your eyes closed, I invite you to roll to the right side, spending a couple of moments on your side. Once more allowing the cooling, calming, lunar energy of the left side permeate our body and our mind. Opening our eyes slowly so not to disturb the nervous system. Use your arms to bring yourself back up to sitting. Raising your head last. And I invite you to sit with your palms open, resting on your thighs. Imagine that you're filling these palms, these bowls, with peace and love and light. And then draw that energy to your heart. May you live fully, love fully, and find grace in your heart. Namaste.